Christ gather, He has spread the table. We have been given such a feast to participate in. If you want to know who the real party animals are in the world, it's not the clubbers, it's the Christians. We are party animals. Because here's the issue. We all were dead in our trespasses and sins. But Jesus made us alive. I mean, that's some party. And the prophet said, God's going to host that banquet on this mountain. Now, when Isaiah wrote it, you know what mountain he's talking about? Mount Zion, which is almost like it has twin mountains. It's Mount Zion, a little, I'd say a holler, and then you got Mount Moriah. Here's the issue. When I read this on this mountain, guess where Jesus was crucified? Mount Zion, Mount Moriah. It later had different names. So when God told Isaiah, on this mountain, I'm going to have a lavish banquet, He bled and died for us. The bread of life was broken for you. And here's the feast available to all. Number 2, He has scattered the darkness. Verse 7, and on this mountain, He'll swallow up all that depression and discouragement and oppression. The veil that's, you ever heard this way? My grandma always said this from time to time, and it was just so depressing. Life is just a veil of tears. When the young'uns are young, they trample on your feet. When they're old, they just trample your heart. Isn't that encouraging on the Lord's Day? She said it all the time, and I got so sick of hearing it. And here the prophet says, He will swallow up that veil. He will swallow up that shroud. Ever said this? I just don't feel my prayers any higher than my head. Guess what? The veil can be removed. He has come to remove any barrier between you and God. You can be just as close to God as you want to be. You can. And the fact is, a lot of us just don't want to be. I want to be. I want to be as close to Him as I possibly can. So as nuts as it sounds, I go through that this week. Thursday night, Last Supper. Friday, Good Friday, when He was crucified for my sins. Saturday is a very long day when you think about Him being in the grave. And then this morning, when you wake up, I couldn't hardly sleep last night. I was so excited. You wake up early on Sunday morning, and you just tingle. You walk into the church house because you realize He isn't dead. He's alive. And since He's risen, He is all places at all times. So the risen, live Jesus is in this room. Remember the story after the resurrection? It says the disciples were all afraid and they were all hiding out in the upper room and the doors all locked. He was in their presence and He removed that veil so they could see Him for themselves. He was with them all the time. Number 3, only have 4. Number 3, He has set the date, the prophet is, God through the prophet, has set the date when death will die. He says, verse 8, He will swallow up death forever. He will swallow up death forever. Folks, the Easter message tells me this. Now let me get right down to the end and I'm done. We don't have any funerals this week. Thank the Lord. When you have funerals, what happens is you have folks come down and you have to, nobody wants to be a preacher at a funeral, I'll guarantee you. You're at a funeral, and my challenge is bring comfort to the family. And I will say, after 18 years of preaching, and all the funerals, I would say probably less than half have I ever gone to a funeral and really believe they went to heaven. Now I say this to say, I'm not the final judge, aren't you glad? But they had no testimony. They never talked about Jesus. They never came to church. If you pressed them, they would say, when I get things squared away. And then they all die. And some boneheaded preacher gets up and says, the angels just welcome them all home. And I'm thinking, you're a liar. Mama, she's lost. She didn't love Jesus. And even if she did go to church, she didn't have a personal encounter with the risen life. So you're being ugly on Easter. No. I'm trying to be truthful and tell you that when you sit in a funeral home and there's a corpse in front of you, and folks are all going that way, and 100 years from today, we'll all be dead. So we're all heading that way. And if you think you're getting old and die, folks, I have been to 8-year-old boys' funerals. I've been to teenagers' funerals. No age limit. What I'm trying to say is Easter is the time when somebody needs to say to the church, if you don't know Jesus and you die, death is a big deal. Because that's the end. And if you're banking on a second chance sometime after death, let me just tell you, won't come. That's it. And if you're banking on saying, well, I'm glad he's not talking to you. Because I got baptized in 1982. Well, I could care less when he got done. Well, I joined the church in 1975. Don't care. My mama was a charter member. God bless her. Sorry for you. Don't care. Because when death comes, that's it. When you die unprepared to see Jesus, you're gone. And you've entered into torment I cannot even begin to imagine or describe. Now the flip side is this. Easter Sunday, I tell Christian people, I've been to funerals when Sister King died. My Lord, my German constitution will not let me cry very often. I have emotions. I just don't cry very much. I bawled at her funeral. Not because I was worried about where she went. I know she's in heaven. Her life, she preached her own funeral. She lived for Jesus every day of her saved life. And it showed. This church, you're kidding. We couldn't function on a thing without her. When she died, I made me think about things like, I wonder what she saw first. Because when a believer, because of this day, when a believer dies, I'll say it very incorrectly grammatically. Death ain't no big deal. So, by God's great grace and mercy, and I just had a birthday Thursday, and it's a very bad week to be a 33-year-old Nazarene preacher. Jesus was 33 when he crucified him. And don't worry, I have longevity in my genes, so I'll probably be here for at least another 67 years. But when I croak, you say, that's kind of crass and crude. For the believer, I croak. No big thing. I'll be dead. And when you walk by my corpse, and they say, well, a pretty corpse you made. The fact is, don't weep. Yeah, I shed one tear just for being polite. But the truth is, no tears are necessary. Because I'll be more alive then than I ever have been. Because of this day, for the believer, and the believers only. Jesus says things like this all in the gospel. Whoever believes in me will never die. It does not say believed. So if you think, I believe in him back there, and I'm okay now, it doesn't work that way. You must continuously be believing in him. Well, I believe in him. Even the demons believe in Jesus. But they don't believe in him. What I'm trying to tell you on Easter Sunday, and be quite blunt, you can run me out next Sunday, is the fact is, I'm so thankful to see you in church today. I mean, I preach better when you're here. But the fact is, I may not, for various reasons, I may never have this crowd again. This may be it. This may be the last time I preach to you ever again, for various reasons. And that being the case, I need to tell you, you need to be born again. Amen. You need to be saved right now. You need to know that when you walk out the doors, You are a believer currently in Jesus. Not past tense, not childhood at camp or VBS. I mean right here, right now. That the risen Jesus lives in your heart. Here's what the prophet did in the end. He raised our hope, and he did not disappoint us. Verse number 9. It will be said in that day, what day? It will be said in that day, behold, look, this is our God. We've been waiting for this day. And he says, let's rejoice and be glad in his salvation. He raised our hopes by raising from the dead. And folks, it's exactly what the Gaithers meant when they wrote that song, because he lives, I can face tomorrow. If Jesus isn't alive, then I'm quitting and I'm selling shoes. I'm done. But the fact that I'll sell shoes and go to the lake and I'll fish on Sunday, I'll do my own thing, I'll cuss like a sailor and I'll have a good time. But if he lives, he does. And if he's transformed my life, and he has, then the things of earth grow strangely dim. And I can live forever because he lives forever. And I can face tomorrow because he lives. And I get kind of weary with Christians who say, well, you just don't know my circumstances. Life's just so hard. And it is. I'm a preacher, I've come to church more often, but my kids, Lord, your kids need church. Well, you just don't understand. I don't understand it. I don't understand how the God of all the ages didn't want you to go to hell so badly that he came off the throne of glory and lived in a human body, died a terrible death, and came back to life so that you could live forever, and you say, no thanks. I do my own thing. You're right, I don't understand it. Because I've got good news. Do I get discouraged and depressed on occasion? It's chemical and brain. But I'll tell you one thing. You know what the quickest cure for depression is? Jesus died for me. Jesus lives again. I mean, folks, I don't care what faces you tomorrow. You can make it because he lives. But you've got to know it deep within. Please stand for prayer. We bow our heads and close our eyes just for a moment. Here's what I want you to do. Janelle's coming to the piano. She's going to play I Know My Redeemer Lives. While she plays that softly, we're not going to sing. But here's the facts. Fact number 1. Everybody in this room is lost and needs a Savior. All have sinned and come short of the glory of God. There's none righteous, no, not one. So we're all in the same boat. Fact number 2. The only way to get to heaven is to ask Jesus to forgive us of all of our sins and invite him to come into our hearts. Fact number 3. Those who receive Jesus have the full, joyful life of a Christian. A current walk with God. Fact number 4. Those who walk out saying thanks but no thanks do so in danger of their own soul. Because it's old-fashioned, but it's not outdated. There's a heaven to gain, and there's a real hell to shun. And I'm asking folks who say, you know what? I have really delayed long enough. I need to talk to Jesus. Good news. He's here. And I'm inviting you to step out where you're standing, walk down the aisle, and kneel right at this piece of furniture at the altar. I'll meet with you. I'll pray with you and for you, but I will not question you. I won't harass you, because this is a moment for you and Jesus. The question is point blank. Do you know? I mean know. All your sins are forgiven, and that Jesus lives in your heart. Do you know that if you were to die today, you'd see Jesus face to face? I mean, do you have the joy that comes from knowing Jesus? If you're a depressed, hateful, sour grapes kind of fellow or gal, then you are one who needs to step out and meet me with Jesus. Anybody else will become, or I'm going to wait very much longer. I'm watching that clock. And one of these days will be the last time. So I'm asking you for this moment on Easter Sunday to come seek Jesus. Anybody else will become pray. This is your moment. It doesn't matter what people say or do. It's between you and the Lord. They won't stand with you the last day. Only you and the Lord. Anybody else need to pray? You need to ask the Lord for whatever business you need to transact. It's between you and the Lord. Easter Sunday is a great day to have a second chance at life. Man, it's a great hope and promise. We need some folks who know how to pray to come gather around these and the Lord to come. And while our prayer support is coming, and you need to come pray yourself, this is your time to step out while they're coming. The altar's still available to you. We want you to pray and ask the Lord to come into your heart and meet your needs, whatever the need might be. The risen, powerful, live Lord is available, and He's here for you. That's why He came. He came for you. Now, Lord, we, your people, are praying. We know our Redeemer lives. And Lord, all I know is this, is that we pray that whenever people pray about when they need to give their hearts to you, I pray, Lord, I pray for Dwayne today. I pray you bless him. Whatever he's praying about, Jesus, just meet his needs. We know, Lord, he's facing a very, very difficult situation. But you're the risen, live Lord. And we just pray in this very moment that the risen Savior will move into his life and move into his heart in a deeper, special way that he'll know without any question he's alive. He's alive. Not just in the story. He's alive in my heart. You ask me how I know he lives. He lives within my heart. And he'll sing that from the tops of his lungs. I pray, dear Jesus, for a healing touch on him. The healing Jesus is present. And I pray for a physical touch on Dwayne's body. Heal him, I pray, in Jesus' strong name. Answer prayer, I pray, around the altar we pray. I pray, Lord, for everybody. I pray for mine. I pray you bless him as he prays. I pray for this, my friend. I pray you bless him, Lord. Whatever they're praying about as they talk to you, it's between you and them, Lord. Would you bless them? Let them know without any question that Jesus is alive and well. He is alive in their hearts and transforming them from the inside out. Lord, I'm so thankful that I didn't have to clean my life first to come to you. I just came to you like it was. And you washed my sins away. And you moved into my heart. And from that day to this, you've been expanding my life and showing great, great joy that I could not have found anywhere else. You're a victorious Christ. You're the solution to all our problems. You're alive. And Lord, I feel like in my heart, that little old lady I heard about, that she just shouted all across the parking lot, He's alive. He's alive. He's alive. Our God's not dead. He reigns and He lives forevermore. He can meet needs. And I'm praying, Lord, all around the altar, around this sanctuary, may it become a great place of contact for you. May we know without any reservations it's well with our soul, and we're ready to see it when we get to heaven one of these days. Lord, bless every family in the room. Bless every heart, I pray. And if there are those still in the seats who said, I should have come, but I didn't, would you be gracious to them? Would you speak to them wherever they are all day long today? And may before this Easter day is over, may they find a place of prayer and give their lives and hearts to you. We'll give you praise. We give you thanks. We give you glory for who you are, for your wonderful power to change lives. We give you thanks, I pray. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Let's sing He is Lord.